Have a mind like a steel trap. Oops, we caught our little wallaby, our little kangaroo. What I just use a steel trap because we're talking about in Supersize Your Business Day. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1512 of What's She Up To Now, documenting the journey as I transition from brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business in 2017. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, I started to do things both online and offline. And I'll continue to do that probably till the day that I expire. And then hopefully the businesses will continue with my family and other people that are teaming up with to build the businesses, even when I expire. So today, I want to talk a little bit about being mentally strong and the ways that we do that, as well as, and our idiom was mind like a steel trap, because to me, that is being mentally strong. And the key with our businesses is we need to be mentally strong, but part of that is being willing to bring in people that are even more mentally strong than we are. Mentally strong, more intelligent, have more skills and abilities, and are more creative or are better problem solvers. People that are better than us, we need to be willing to partner with them. We need to be willing to join forces with them. We need to be willing to add them to our team in order to create and build and supersize the business that we want. It's not just about us being mentally strong and mentally fit and continuously improving. It's about everyone that we are involved with doing the same thing, becoming better than they were the day before. Thus, the annual challenge to be you 365-day challenge, to do one thing every day that improves us. Now, I've already been thinking about it. It's only March, but I've already been thinking, well, why wouldn't that be my challenge next year too? To do one thing every day that improves me, because that's actually my overarching long-term goal and objective and purpose of my life, is to experience this life as only I can. But to do that, I want to be better and better and better every day. Maybe it's just a little bitty way that we improve ourselves or are better. Maybe it's just we respond to an emotional event better than we have in the past, or different than we have in the past. Different, I guess I'm always going for better, but sometimes different is better because it's just opening us up to other possibilities. So how do we be mentally strong? I found a cool list of being mentally strong. We were going to talk about identity. We're focusing on mental well-being, mental health for the month of March as part of our annual challenge to do one thing every day that makes us a better human being. I was going to talk about identity today, but for some reason, mentally strong, probably because I have a cold and I'm not feeling particularly sharp or clear-headed, popped into my head yesterday, and I said, no, we want to focus on how do we get mental strength? What are some ways and strategies we can get mental strength? And already in March, I don't know if anyone else is noticing, but I'm noticing all the different lists and all the different tips, tricks, and strategies to get what we want in any area or aspect of our life are starting to sound the same, right? They all include be in the present moment, have gratitude, don't let your failures defeat you, focus on the positives, find solutions, focus on solutions, etc. You know, physically move, get exercise every day, eat right, take care of yourself. They all start to sound the same after a while. So this list is no different. It's got a few different things on it, but for the most part, to be mentally strong, to get anything we want, involves the same things. It involves being positive, preparing, planning, having a willingness to be open to possibilities and change, being disciplined, consistent. We don't try something once, and if it doesn't work, we just throw in the towel and we give up and we never try it again. We focus. We have a long-term view of creating the life that we want. We don't think that we're going to decide the life that we want today. We're going to visualize it and get hypnotized for it and everything. And tomorrow we're going to wake up and we're going to be, living in a penthouse in, I don't know where you'd want to live in a penthouse, but living in a penthouse somewhere with billions of dollars in your bank account overnight. Doesn't happen, right? And it doesn't mean it isn't possible, but because I believe anything's possible, but the probability is slim to none. So let's run through this list quickly, and then I'm going to sign off and probably pamper myself today, do the things that I've committed to doing, but otherwise lay pretty low, because I've got an old-fashioned cold and I want to get it over with. I don't want the traditional 2 weeks of feeling rotten. I want it to be gone, of course, right now or tomorrow. So what are 15 different ways that we can focus on becoming more mentally strong? Number one, focus on the present moment. Number two, embrace adversity, because adversity is going to come our way. 3, exercise your mind. I exercise my mind. I love these, even visually challenged. I love puzzle books and visual aids where you can look at a picture and you see one thing, but you know that there's another thing in that picture as well. I like picture finds and word finds, and magnifying glass and big screen TVs are my best friend in terms of visually participating in those things, but they help to keep my mind straight and my mind strong. A lot of people like to do, my mom does Sudoku, I think it's called. People like to do, and she's 85 and sharp as a tack. My grandma was 99 and sharp as a tack when she passed away. So then, number 4, challenge yourself. Don't just keep living in the same cycle of status quo. And I am, although I do a daily challenge and an annual challenge, I know that I need to be challenging myself even more in different directions. Respond positively. It's easy to jump on the bandwagon and be negative about things, but I like to say and always look for the positive in any situation. Even if it's a negative, bad thing that happens, there's always something positive on the other side of that. We live in a dual universe. Be mindful, pay attention. Don't be defeated by fear. Oh, that's a biggie. A lot of us are defeated by fear almost every day. Be aware of your self-talk. Again, another biggie for most of us. Rid yourself of can't. There's no such thing as can't. I learned that from my dad when I was a little girl. He's like, you might not want to do it. You might not feel like it. You might want to make excuses. You might want to push against it. But it doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means it's not, you don't have a strong enough desire to do the thing. That's the only time you say, I can't. Or, I'll say I won't a lot more than I say I can't. Because I know I could do it. I'm not going to set it as a priority right now. So no, I won't do it. I don't think I learned to say no until I was probably 50 either. Stumble towards success. Realize and know that if anyone is telling you, here's my magic formula, just pay me $10,000 and you'll be successful tomorrow, that they are absolutely positively full of it and lying to you, because success is built on all of the little stepping stones, which are usually called failures or things that didn't work, before we figure out what is right for us. And what is right for us is different for each and every one of us. And so it's a lot of stumbling upon the right path, the right journey, the right solutions for us, which leads to number 11, find solutions. Be solution focused, not problem focused. And if you're problem focused, you know that solutions seem impossible. If you're solution focused, you know that possibilities and solutions are infinite to almost any problem imaginable. 12, be grateful. 13, brace yourself for storms, because they're going to come. It's just like the weather changes every day. Things around us and in our environment and our lives are impacted by things outside of us every day. So be prepared for those things. Define your moments, meaning pay attention to the things that have worked out really well for you so you can build upon them. Pay attention to your strengths more than your weaknesses, because your strengths and weaknesses are only considered weaknesses by other people. And you only think they're weaknesses if you've adopted other people's definition of weaknesses. And then finally, make it an everyday pursuit. Make being mentally fit, mentally stronger, something that you work on or think about every single day. You can practice one of these things every day. And you just decide. I have many of them built into my automatic habits and daily routine. And the more there's some I'm not doing, and I'm going to figure out ways to add them to my automatic routine, so that the more things I can make automatic and habitual in my life that I know are moving me toward what I want, the more of those things I want to do. And do I find things that replace other things? Sometimes I'll have an automatic way of doing something. Well, then I'll figure out, oh, this is easier and better, and I can substitute this. And so then I'll do that. It's called continuous improvement. So that's my Monday message for today. Like I said, under the weather. I'm surprised I haven't been sneezing, coughing, and blowing my nose this whole time. But that'll happen as soon as I get off. So if I can help you in any way, if you've got a question, a challenge, a struggle that you're having, and you do not know the next thing that you need to do, or you're just not confident in the next thing you need to do, and you don't really want to ask anybody that you are in contact with right now, direct message me and ask. I want to be that resource that if you don't know who to ask, and the reason I offer this up still is because a lot of my offline business life and business career, I wasn't on the internet, I wasn't online, I didn't know they had all these cool places you could just ask a question. You could just Google it. You can just talk into your phone these days, ask a question, and get thousands, if not millions, of responses. Now, you got to weed through and think for yourself and pick the responses that make sense and are right for you. But you still have access to, we still have access to so much information that we didn't have back then. And back then, I remember one of the biggest sources of personal pain for me was feeling like I was all alone and I didn't have anyone to ask. I hadn't built teams around myself in certain situations back then. Especially when I first left corporate America, I had that big void where in corporate America, you always had this huge team. And my positions in corporate America had me set up that I have virtually unlimited resources at my fingertips in terms of human resources, people in different functions and different divisions of the organization, as well as financial resources. What we wanted to do, we could pretty much just ask and then do it. And when I finally struck out of corporate America on my own, I realized, oh, I have to build my own team and my own resource acquisition and things like that, because it's not being handed to me in the form of a corporation that has thousands of employees already and thousands of experts in different areas and aspects of the business. I'm going to have to create that on my own. So I want to be that resource for you. If you need someone that just helps you say, okay, or gets you, because the truth is, you already know what you need to do and what your next step is. You don't need to know all the steps. You just need to know what is my next step and take that step. And when you take that step, the next thing shows up and the next thing and the next thing. And before you know it, you found the shortest path to what you want instead of the long and winding road that so many of us take on a lot of the projects and a lot of the things that we want. All right. Have an awesome day. I will be with you tomorrow. Probably still sneezing, but hopefully not.